Welcome to Axis Operations 1945, Operation Konrad. We are tasked with taking two locations. There's a lot of close terrain proximally or close to us, and open tank terrain in this farther away victory hex there. You'll note there's a fortification all around this close terrain, mostly city location here with two airfields. So you have to assume there's a bunch of units there. That's the assumption I made the first time through when I played this, and it turned out to be quite true. It's probably more sparsely defended here, and if memory serves, it's also true. So we're not going to take the exchange. I believe you can sell off this old Allied equipment for prestige. We actually gained prestige in the last scenario. I think it probably the bonus for timing out early, as well as careful management of my infantry units saved me from a bloodbath. My first time through, I paid no mind to much of anything. I saw through 15,000 prestige or thereabouts. I was just sort of messing around with it. I'm gonna de-hero all the Air Force and then see if we can get a deployment episode going again, as these scenarios are a bit more complex and wide and whatnot. We'll go with a deployment in the 1945 historical, at least. I'll be back. Alright, so I have de-heroed the Air Force and put most of them in reserve. I may bring some out. This thing is going to be working the airways essentially from here on out going forward, mostly because it has a 16 movement, is a fighter craft, and has a fair statistics. Especially with the crippling blow, it probably has better than fair, as Consolidator plops it up to quite potent indeed. We could probably put various other heroes on there, but we're not going to try to round out my ground forces first. The first time I played this through, I had a blue infantry with ignores entrenchment. Was able to go up in here and essentially decimate any and all defendants there. I don't know that this is going to work exactly the same, because the vigilant trait actually makes this pioneer less capable than otherwise. He has a close defense of 12, but here his ground defense is only 8 plus 2, so 10. So I think he probably will do it. I don't see how that matters offensively, other than him not having any rapid fire. It does matter offensively, yeah. This unit here is... I wonder if I should break out my blue infantry again, because this... You know the conscripts, this thing will be like, do 18 points to a conscript, and then it will be one short of an overrun, and we'll take like 6-18 or whatnot, or 3-18, but whatever the case is, he'll have to stop and heal, and then he'll be less capable of an overrun the next turn, because he'll be 17 strength, and then he does the same thing again the turn thereafter. He'll be 14 strength, and then I have to stop and heal, and by that time he will have lost contact or lost an opportunity to carry on. I'm thinking that could be the go-to, the strategy. This unit, let's see what goes on. We need this unit out. This unit, we have some upgrades available. We have 3 available. I think probably a flame tank is in order here. And let's see, we have to have recon, we have an anti-tank there. We need our overrun claws. I believe our overrun 21. And our support Sturm Tiger surely. these whirlwinds are going to be certainly necessary. Why I have that whirlwind out there and why he has a fancy paint job. Skilled support he has. Alright, I guess that's why. So maybe we'll keep him out unless these others have skilled support as well. And they do though. Well, let's lose this guy's paint job here, and we'll just paint him the standard blue color there. So we'll put you out and you out there. Maybe we'll have we have another whirlwind. As I have the anti-air veteran trait, it almost feels like cheating to have the anti-air veteran trait out, but and this whirlwind available because the thing has a ×2 rapid fire. And well, that's what we're gonna do. We'll have 3 whirlwinds as they move. I think 5, right? Movement 5, yeah. So they can move 5 and attack. I think they have 4 rounds. Good for me. So I painted anything with +3 air defense here and the +2 air defense trait or heroic defense level 3 blue. This one is +2 air attack, and this one doesn't have any sort of augmented defense at all. And these are just training topped out 5-star with no rewards or anything. So I'll probably leave them at home for the rest of the war, really. So we need to get some ground forces is what we need to do. And we have a fair clip of slots left. We need our low tank out. How many of these parts do we have for the low tank? And no more have magically showed up, unfortunately. So we'll still only have the 5. But we'll put him out there as well. Panther G, Tiger 1. I think these Tigers are quickly running out of their ability to damage enemy armor. Specifically, like relative to the G tank, they're short 3 hard attack, which is actually a big deal. And this one is they're short 5 off of the Panther, which is the same as a tank killer. So, and this thing moves far too slowly for my taste. This thing as well is far too slow. It's not a bad unit per se, that's for sure, but maybe, I think there's a movement hero. I think that's ahistorical though. Anyway, let's go ahead and upgrade you to a Panther 2. And we'll upgrade you to a Panther 2 as well. We'll get those deployed. And then we have 1 upgrade left. Let's see, we have 1 anti-tank weapon. We have sort of anti-tank here and anti-tank here, really. Which... let's just go with 1 anti-tank, I think. Let's, because this one has 5 rounds, 6 rounds. I think I have another Sturm Tiger that I could put out there, which could sort of be like an anti-tank. And then I wouldn't have, it would also do infantry support as well. And we have this available. Let's put that down. The problem is that he's not, or it's not quite as good at it because it doesn't have lethal, but will suppress. And then theoretically the unit could be mopped up thereafter. So as to completely eliminating them, I actually don't like to completely eliminate units, especially with something like this with only 4 rounds. Like if you have this unit was say in the city, enemy armor could come up and boom and implode and disappear, and then another one comes, boom, implodes, disappears, and then 4 of them disappear, and then you have your Jagged Panther here sitting there in the city, or behind a recon vehicle or whatnot, and then the recon vehicle or this unit here has no support any longer, and its 18 ground defense does not fare very well against the other 4 units that, or 3 units that come and essentially destroy it. So with the 6 rounds makes me feel better. Plus, if you have a Sturm Tiger and it's here, and you have a recon here, and this armor comes up, it won't be destroyed. So the armor will still occupy this hex if there were a recon here and a Jag Panther here. So that means that another armor can't come up and occupy this hex and attack the same unit. So it's actually better not to completely destroy a unit, which is why I'm not, one of the reasons why I'm not going to run another Jag Panther. The Sturm Tiger can also move on the offense and apply some suppression or whatnot to a unit, infantry or tank. You can de-entrench it, and then you can have a follow-up on the offensive turn or the player's turn as well. At present, our Jag Panther has this ×2 rapid fire hero, which is good. So we have a camouflage, I think, available, but we'd have to take the Class hero off of you. This thing does so well. I'd like to put the camouflage on this 21 centimeter, yeah, so that it can have, and then augmented with the Class hero to have it have a 5 range for counter battery fire. But in order to have the lethal hero, by my own rules or house rules I've said, I need to have a named hero on the unit. And the only named artillery hero, I believe, is the Class hero. And so far as I know, let's get this down here. We'll look. Yeah. So, ammunition, no. Okay. I'm sure of it. The only artillery hero is the Class hero. So she's right here. +1 range and overrun. This thing is probably going to be incredibly useful. I'm sure of it, in fact. It will be incredibly useful for the infantry that we're going to find on these fortifications and or in the city. Now this one, maybe not so much. So where is my camouflage hero going to be, though? That leaves the question here. Maybe here. So if we have a lethal attack, we have one there. Yes, lethal here, and then we have our bomber. We have one there as well. Okay. Well, that works. So we have lethal, just sort of normal, but anti-tank and artillery, and then we need 1 or 2 more heroes here. We need a tank killer, and we could just go mad and put a butcher on there as well. I think that that could be the move, actually. I don't see any other heroes. We could put camouflage on there, but prudent, evasive, lightning attack. I guess we wouldn't take any counter battery if we had lightning attack, maybe. But I think readiness. Problem with readiness is the thing will probably run itself out of rounds as often as not, really. So we'll. Does it need butcher? Probably not. No, probably not. It probably has a sufficient amount of offense there. Soft target 19 times 2 rapid fire, and then +3 soft attack as well. But you never really can be too sure regarding these matters. And where else would a butcher be of any use, really? I suppose it could be useful here. But this thing, well, it can attack one target, as it won't have the double move. It does have double attack, so it's going to be much more useful for, say, anti-air. That leaves me looking back here. You can have a 19 on a conscript stack that sort of you'd like to overrun and get on with your day, but you can't because it's 19 of 20. But I think if we put Butcher on this thing, it'll be 20 of 20. And that will be essentially deleting 5 units. This thing has 5 ammunition points in any given round. The problem is we have to protect it. So this is essentially going to be the crux of our entire offensive right here. The Panzer Warfare 42, the 43rd. All of these units here are going to rally around this unit to protect it. This one will probably also do reasonable amount of both offense and defense. It has 5 rounds, can be counter batteried. If some overrun opportunities happen to pop up on some 10 strength artillery or smaller anti-air guns, I'll certainly take them. Alright, so we have 30 core slots left. It would seem as though we have not placed our infantry as yet, have we? Or we haven't? We were thinking on doing this, but okay, so we have a G-tank there. How about you? We have 2 recon cars. We need more. Let's see when. This a Luke's. Well, let's put that out there. And then yeah, well, we have this one fighter craft, unfortunately. We're probably going to need more than one, as these can't really extend their range. Maybe we'll keep you at home. No, we're not. We're not. Perhaps we will leave you at home and bring out a fighter craft. We can't do that, but we can though. With reduced, we have reduced slots we can apply. I'm sure of it, say here. Okay, so we'll get you out. And then we need to think further on this matter. Do we have one upgrade left? I think we do. We don't want to upgrade you just quite yet. 2. Do we have an upgrade? We do. We can get a Panther 2 and will for that unit as well. So that's low, 2, 2, 2, and 2. And we have 4 slots left. Okay, so now we're going to try to place some heroes to optimize you. We want Galland on here because he can add to the air attack value here. And then let's see if we have... We can put bar... Reduced slots already here. Okay, so... There's bar. And is there another hero? There's not. Hartman. I think he's on another plane, or he must be on a different plane that's in reserve. And there he is, a double attack, hit and run. We'll get them, remove all of these heroes here. Okay. So we can reduced slots, precision weapon. This already has reduced slots. Let's assign him, and then we'll remove that. I wonder if I think we can perhaps arrange for another fighter. Let's try you in reduced slots. But we need to clear some slots here as well. And, maybe we will shelve that. And we'll bring out this unit there. I have half a mind to just put this thing into storage. That's probably a bad idea. Maybe one of these tanks perhaps could go back into storage. Wards +1, +2. So let's put the +1 back in. And then we can bring out our anti-air weapon again. And now we have 9 slots. We can bring out a recon car. These things are not bad on the defense, just so long as this one is better yet. We'll bring out that. That leaves us 3 slots open. And we may as well take some tactical scouts here. 2 more we need to buy. And that will do it. So now that we have our forces allocated there, hold on a minute here. 1, 2, 3. We can get down to placing the heroes. So let's make sure that we have 4 tanks, 4 main potent tanks, 4 recon, singular Jag Panther, a bunch of artillery. Probably 1 more anti-air than we need, but we have the anti-air veteran trait. We have a bunch of fighters out there. We'll probably do with 1 less of those as well, but it's always better safe than sorry. Alright, so what we need to do is get some heroes here. So I have ignores entrenchment heroes available, and I don't think that any of them are placed quite as yet. I think I have 3 available. 1, 2, and 3 I do. I could take the gloves off and put them in the air, but I don't really want to do that. We're going to put them on ground units. And we're going to put them... Well, this one is torqued out. It has the name, 2 named heroes. No supply, rapid fire, ignores entrenchment. Vigilant. So all kinds of multiple bonuses for this repurposed De Gaulle tank. De Gaulle is our version of the De Gaulle. It's actually more potent than De Gaulle ever was, really, except for prudent. It's an offensive De Gaulle. So what we have here is our low tank with field repairs, and I think we have 1 more rapid fire available for, let's see, I believe there is a rapid fire. There is. So we'll put him here, and we'll put an ignores entrenchment here as well. There. Do we have a vigilant? I don't think. No, there's not. There's no vigilance. So it doesn't really matter if you completely overrun a unit. It doesn't matter if you're vigilant or not. Crippling blow, boom. So that'll probably help greatly, especially relative to the rapid fire and ignores entrenchment against anyone on a fortification or in a city. Now normally you would take you take 8-15 if you attacked into a city. That you'd take 8 damage, but you'd do 15 points to the unit, completely overrunning it or obliterating it. With the steamroller trait here, it turns into a 0-15, and you can carry on about your business. So we don't need vigilant if we completely overrun the unit, which is exactly what I intend to do. Do we have a consolidator? I don't think that we do. We don't, no. So that's the limit of this unit's capability. Would I like to have a 20? Yeah, a consolidator? I would. I'd like to have that, but I don't, so I'm not worried. So ends our rapid fire abilities, and our ignores entrenchment will become considerably less relevant as without the rapid fire trait, this tank will do like 8-13 or 7-13 or 6-13 or whatever. But it's the 13 that comes into play. It'll take a horrendous amount of damage and will not be able to obliterate an enemy combatant in a close terrain if I were to place the ignores entrenchment here. I suppose it could be a good follow-up for, say, an artillery strike, but if you de-entrench a unit with artillery, it probably can follow up and obliterate it without the ignores entrenchment. So what does that leave us with here? We have an ignores entrenchment here that we're not using, oddly enough. We happen to have a unit here, which would benefit greatly by with the ignores entrenchment hero. This rapid fire blue infantry 4-star with +3 close, +1 ground. Well, it's the +1 ground that matters because we're going to put Manstein there. So he's going to have a 12 ground defense as opposed to the 10 that would be on the Pioneer. All we have to do is place Manstein here on. Let's do that. He's assigned. We'll unassign him. We're going to unassign this whole lot from there and put them here. So we have overrun there, and we have one more hero we want to get some movement. Let's see. Movement. Let's see. Move. No. Okay, so there they are. +1 speed, +2 speed, low profile. Low profile. Looks like this guy is the man for the job. Let's do it. And get him out there as well. So I'm now going to move at 3. He can force march, and then he has +2. So he moves at 5 and has overrun. Works. So okay, so our ignores entrenchment have been dealt with. Let's see what your initiative is. 10. It's good. So we probably put a hit and run here. We have 1 hit and run. All right. We probably put the hit and run here, as he has +4 initiative, and these things are, well, they're not really all that costly, but it's a pain to repair them, as there's no overrun, and there's no field repair, and you have to just sort of sit out a whole turn, which I don't really want to do or like to do. So we'll put the hit and run there and hope we don't take any damage. And we can take the double attack, put bar there. That sounds, we'll just put a standard double there. How about you? You have, double attack, you don't. But you can. I have half a mind to put the camo back on this 152H, or singular camouflage hero, as opposed to here. To do it or not to do it, we could put the camo here. That's now that may be the plan. I think it is the plan. We'll put the camouflage there. We'll put and we'll paint you. So this Sturm Tiger here is going to be lethal anti-tank with camouflage. That puts him at a 30 hard attack with lethal, which essentially is the same as this Jag Panther. It's actually a 32 attack with 6 rounds and the ability to damage infantry with a 22 soft attack lethal. So he should be able to defend this unit, that unit, and a mutual support there as well. So as to whether that thing can be seen or not, it doesn't matter, because the enemy, if we don't attack with it, I doubt the enemy attacks it. Alright, let's get down to systemically deploying these heroes. We have... This is done, so we get here. Let's see what we want to do with our flame tank. Lightning attack sounds good. Prudent to probably a decent idea for this flame tank, especially since I have 5 prudent heroes. I think the other... Let's put one here. And put one here. And put one here. Is that at all fair to the AI? It's not. This one has essentially lacking in defense, but I think that we can make it so that it is not so much so. But back to the top of the list here. So lightning attack, prudent, and what? It's 5-star. Aiming. Readiness with no rounds, it makes no difference. There's a lot of heroes here, that's for sure. Distraction, counter battery, aggressive, double attack, aggressive. I suppose we could go river assault, but if memory serves, there's no rivers here that we can get on a bridge. There is a river, but you have to have a bridge engineer, so we'll go with evasive. That's that. He's done. So here we have we're looking to torque this unit, and I think that a tank killer, first strike, with what? Provocateur. That sounds as reasonable as not, really. I'll paint him provocative colors for a tank there. We'll leave him as such. So that's 3 heroes there. We have 3 heroes here. We have the 4 there. This unit here has tank killer already. Other than do we have any... I'm thinking of putting a provocateur there, but I don't see how he makes much use of... Well, he can have lightning attack there, right? And first strike as well. So much for the provocateur. So we have limited parts for that model anyway. We only have 5 spares. And We'll leave it at that. And that leaves us here for our somewhat vulnerable unit. Do we have a tenacious defender? We do. Do we have a readiness? We do. Do we have an aggressive counterattack? I believe we also do. That's that for you. I'm prudent here. Let's see what's available. Avenger is good for tanks. I don't see much use on a recon vehicle. It can, my point being that if it's slightly damaged, say a 10 value down from a 15, it will attack more potently and enabling it to perhaps overrun a vehicle and then completely heal back up. That's my take on the Avenger hero. That's really the only thing it's of any great usefulness or utility for. I mean, it's useful just sort of generally speaking to do more damage, but sort of strategically speaking or general in the process sort of way, I think it's much more useful on tanks to get that overrun and then re-heal fully. So let's leave these recon vehicles. They have prudent, and that's really all they need. I'll leave that be for the time being. So these are going to want to have aiming assist. Well, let's not leave that be. We'll put aiming assistance here. We'll put aiming assistance here. And we'll put aiming assistance here as well. And we'll color him aiming assistance camo green. You, what do you have? Lightning attack, well, double support. We don't want to run out of rounds. And river assault just sort of can plop him down there. First strike. Tank killer. That's its job, is to kill tanks. It does it so well already, though. Maybe we'll put readiness on him. He already has like a 12 initiative. A 14, yeah, so we'll scratch that. So provocateur, unyielding, double attack, expert support, that sounds good. How about these units? They are almost fully deployed. This one, there's no lethal, right? There's none. At least that's available. Entrenchment 4. Fast learner. He's almost 5-star already. Unyielding, evasive sounds good for that. And then I think lightning attack will avoid any sort of counter battery fire. I'm not exactly sure. I could put counter battery. Tank killer. Tank killer. Yeah, that's it works. Tank killer there. So he won't be lethal, but he'll have a 30 attack value and 6 rounds if he happens to have to defend against a tank armada. He'll be ready for the task. So we have... These guys are done. These guys are... So what's our defense value? Ground defense of 20. Ground... It's almost like these guys here should really be not prudent. And instead you should be prudent, as we have the anti-air veteran in play. And that means that you are going to need a means by which to defend yourself, and I believe that. I see. Do we have a readiness hero that is just sort of on a unit and not really doing much of anything? What about you? No readiness there, I see. No retaliation, first strike readiness. It seems so inefficient, but it works so well. You could have a first strike here, and then he wouldn't be able to bomb anti-air emplacements with impunity. He would essentially take 1 point of damage and have to heal at some point. But we would lose this no retaliation and be able to redeploy it elsewhere. Where exactly that elsewhere would be, I don't really know. We could take and put him right here, really. Or say here. That's probably a better idea. Let's see. We have a first strike, right? We don't? We do, at least right there. So, what else do we have here? Evasive is not bad. I think evasive should be useful as any right there. For the Waddell. And that is going to be the call there. Maybe he'll take a bit less damage than otherwise. That leaves us a readiness here for our now vulnerable recon. 5-star recon vehicle, and we have another readiness somewheres here. But I think the awards are such that they're the same, yeah. This one is 5-star, this one's not. This one has aiming assistance, I believe. This one does not. So we'll put the readiness here. Like so. Meaning that this one needs some sort of defensive value. Is there such a thing that we have not already placed? I don't think there is, no. And that unit may well not survive the encounter here. I'm not sure, but I would not be at all surprised if this unit was done away with. Okay, so what we have also is distraction. We have 3 heroes available, and we can make all of these exactly the same. All I have to do is remember that it's in play. I have half a mind to paint them violet here, and I'll do that. So the violet is going to let me know it's distraction, and then aiming assistance is in play with all of those as well. It's hard to forget that pink recon vehicle there, or violet recon vehicle, is anything other than a distraction. So we'll leave that as such. Let's undeploy him for now. Okay, so through these units one more time. So that's done. We need one more of a defensive nature. Resilient. Unyielding. Resilient it is, so. Unyielding, he'll probably stand his ground more so than not, which means he'll be exposed to ever more fire, whereas maybe he'll just retreat or whatnot and survive. Again, I wouldn't be surprised if he's that unit, this green Panzer Lux, is done away with. So you, this one on the other hand, unyielding sounds reasonable there. We have expert support already, right? We do. A fearsome reputation, provocateur. Do I mind if this unit is attacked? No, in fact, I welcome the opportunity. So we'll make this a provocateur. Maybe he can draw some fire away from a fragile unit that he may or may not just happen to be adjacent to. Okay, so that's a 4 hero stack due to the named hero here. We have 3 there, 4 named hero, 3, 3, and then here. Expert support, why not? Double, we don't want double, we have expert support there as well. Resilient, thorough preparation, ignore zonal control. Ignore zonal control sounds good. Maybe he can get to places that he wouldn't otherwise be, and maybe I try to remember that he has that ability with a blue stripe that I'll place on him there. We'll put it like that. Okay, so one more hero here. Resilient and prudent. That one is, it doesn't really, they don't really mesh, because one will do the job of the other about the same as the other would do the job for the one. So we'll just leave that be. A tenacious defender here, and let's see, we'll put that there as well, and there. So we have another ability here, double attack. We have a named hero. We have 5 stars. We have double attack. And I suppose we could use it for the entrenchment activities. A fast rebase, probably even better yet. I'll give him the blue flames here for fast rebase. What do you have? We have need of +2 initiative, consolidate. This one is going to take some damage, I think. But let's put bar on there. Let's put bar there and be able to get out 16 and attack. This is going to be a +2 air attack, +1 air attack. That's 3 and 5 for the crippling. Generally, I'll have an 18, and it could be 5 more for crippling. So that's essentially the same as an ME262 without any sort of consideration of awards. So that works. How about you? Reduced slots. We can have 4 there, and as per the house rules, we can have 4 heroes as the reduced slot. Any slot will not count. We'll have double attack there. I think we have a no retaliation. We do. Boom. So that should be quite effective without any named heroes or otherwise. We'll have a lightning attack, I believe, there as well. And I don't see any sort of better choice for that than a lightning attack. We'll do that. Okay, so that and that and that. Prudent works. These guys are they'll get shot down, and then our heroes will have to sit out the rest of the scenario. And you, double attack, lethal, and what about a tenacious defender? We have them elsewhere, but we don't really. What's that? Sometimes I sort of get to doing things and then send my high movement 16 strat bomber off and forget to place a fighter adjacent to it. So I'm going to place that tenacious defender just because I think that could well happen. What we need to do is find the unit that lost said tenacious defender. I think it's probably one of these. I think it was you, yeah. So it's completely irrelevant there. We have ×2 fast learner. Oh, well, okay. Fast learner it is, and this is a named hero, so we can have a 4. And we'll plop that Avenger down there or not. Resilient. None of that really matters so much as I don't think that's going to come in. We'll put unyielding. Then he'll stand his ground and they won't be able to kill him because he's prudent. Alright, well, good for me. Let's take one last look. These are all good. And there. There. Alright. So now we need to place them. Let's put our fairly slow-moving infantry here up on front on the road. And I want... this one has fast deployment, so that's completely irrelevant. Maybe we'll get a distraction. Recon here, we'll get our tank killer butcher. Overrun, 5-round artillery piece up close to the fray as well. And as he's there, we'll want the rest of this artillery lot as well. We're going to pull a page from the AI's playbook, and we're going to essentially lead with our artillery and support units. Let's see what happens here. We're going to get you... this unit can go off by itself, essentially, and do its thing very well. So maybe we'll just... it's vigilant. So we're going to send him up... is that deep forest there? It's thick forest, yeah, so he can't go through there. But we'll put him right here. We'll give him an escort of his own. Do we have an anti-tank? We don't, but we can. We can have an anti-tank. And we'll put him... we'll put him here instead. We'll have that. These three tag around together and go up and try to put the herd on that region. We'll maybe have this Luke's can do very well in the forest, as I believe that it's tracked. And tracked will have, I see, 2, but it beats the 3 for wheeled, right? Wheeled is all, so we'll not do that. So let's see, we need to place this is ignores entrenchment here. We need to get let's see, we'll have our low tank go down. This looks open, so I'll have it go down there. Have this distraction recon vehicle there. We'll have some anti-air there as well. These fighters may run interference to augment any sort of funky configuration that I have after the turn ends. We'll see what happens, what we're looking at, but I don't want to get bombed. Certainly, if this low tank is a very limited number of parts. Okay, so theoretically, we'd want to have this tank. I think this this close terrain / fortification here is handled by our overrun, ignores entrenchment, rapid fire blue infantry. This super artillery piece and what could be our vigilant ignores entrenchment de Gaulle-esque tank here as well with the rapid fire. So we're going to place you down here with the slot. with no support at all. No support. Let's not do that. We'll put him here, and he's going to tag around with the support crew here. Alright, well. Let's have a ignores entrenchment tank here. Just in case there's anyone in these forests or the city here or there. We'll have a provocateur there as well. And we'll get here as well. So we have one base, and some of our recon planes apparently are not going to be able to deploy, and so what? We'll go like that, and that. These guys have no place to deploy, and I think the same thing, yeah, I know the same thing happened the first time I played it. Actually, it's better to have these guys mulling about. They can instantly deploy at a new base that you take, and then light up the area around it. So we'll just leave those in reserve, and that is essentially the size of that. We'll get down to the carnage or the business of warring in the next episode. I hope to see you then.